wrote that it is possible that current or past sins have brought spirits into your life and land. The sins can be from you, family members, an ancestor, visitors, a previous owner, a previous occupant, or the current or previous landowner. You pretty much covered about these things, but I'm like, man, like, what if you're I know some godly people who invited homeless people to be with them at least for a day. Like, you may invite someone for whatever reason, you may have a house party. Like, this is kind of scary. I would never think about this, honestly, until I read in your book. I wouldn't think about this. When you said, like, even visitors, of course, if they have a demon attachment in their life, uh, so the demon can stay in your home. Man, that I was like, man, that sounds like bad bugs. I'm like, seriously, it's funny, but it's scary. So yeah, maybe if you can quickly, please expand on that.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you are living godly lives and your home is clean, man, invite the most demon possessed, invite your new age friends, invite your witch friends, invite them in. And if some demons stay, great. Better with you where they won't be able to stand your presence and they'll leave than with your friend who is being oppressed. Right? So, like, if they're not going to want to stay with you, is my point. In fact, they just won't. They don't want to be anywhere around you. I had a seer friend. We were at church, and I won't say which one, but we were at a church, and he just noticed this demon on. It was an amazing worship service, and he saw this demon on some man, and he's like, man, that spirit does not want to be here. He's like, he does not want to be here. I'm like, you want to go and like deal with it? Like, no, the guy doesn't want to deal with it. But like, the spirits don't like holy places. Often, believe it or not, they'll be outside your property line. They'll like at churches. Sometimes a demon will come. Sometimes they'll come in, but often they'll just like, oh, we're going to wait outside the property line. We don't want to be in there where you're worshiping Jesus. And, bring your unclean friends in. So like, I might, if I ever have a revision, I might rephrase that, because I don't want people to live in fear of who they're inviting into their homes. Right? Invite the homeless person in. You got to love on these people. Better yet, invite the homeless person in, invite your pagan friends in, and lead them to the Lord, and the spirits are going to flee. I mean, that's so that's a process. So yes, a property can be impacted by previous or other people's sins. Someone who's been sexually molested is going to be demonized. Okay. Someone who has been molested, someone who's been raped, there's going to be a demon. It's not that person's fault. They're a victim. This is how it's going to get really dark. Do we want to get really dark? This is how like satanic ritual abuse happens, right? This stuff is happening to people on purpose. They're being purposely demonized, sometimes like split personalities are not demonic things, but different personalities can be demonized, and that's on purpose. These are victims. So, but there's healing for these people. Like the kingdom, there's healing, there's grace. God has grace for them. So I wouldn't, just be aware that sometimes things that have been done to you, you're a victim, and it's not fair. It's not.
So can we conclude that the demonic powers and forces are drawn not just to sexual perversion, but also to trauma,
Yep.
pain, suffering? So that somehow opens the door. But I wouldn't say, I mean, I'm not an expert. I wouldn't say that automatically opens the door, but maybe if the
No.
person doesn't have Christ who is healing that person, if that person tries to find any type of healing to fill the gap, to fill the hole, then the demon, or plural, can find maybe more like a sanctuary in that person. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and it's can. It's not must. It's not automatic. It doesn't. It just can. You're just opening a door. Doesn't mean it's going to come in, or there's one hand. Sometimes there are assignments. All right. Sometimes people. I know my ministry's been like targeted by non-Christians. Right. So like in churches, pastors, there are like covens out there who are making deals and like unleashing power on you and stuff. So there's a real thing there, and you know what? All that can be broken and dealt with the kingdom and with prayer and holy living. But these things are real, and we are in a war, And again, my I had a European friend who and mentor who said, European Christians are a little reticent to use like the militant language because of all the actual religious wars in Europe, over the centuries. So when I say war, don't read like killing humans, but there is a spiritual conflict, and it's real. And sometimes we have enemies that are assigned against us, and we can break the assignments. Just um, it's worth the struggle, man. The gospel is really good. Jesus is really awesome, and he really loves us, and he wants what he wants his family. Nothing's going to stop him from getting his family. It's better to get. And here's the thing about some Christians, we think, well, I'm a Christian and one day I'm going to go to heaven. Well, we don't need to wait. We can have heaven come into us now, right? And there are no demons in heaven. There's no principalities and powers, and we're not going to be enslaved to idols and to money or to porn or to coffee or to TikTok. Like we're going to be free to be how we were designed.
Wait, can we still have YouTube sessions in heaven or no?
I don't, man. Don't you kind of imagine? I don't know. I wonder what that would look like. Anyway, but you can have the freedom now, and that's what our journey is about: is getting free now, today, so we can live in peace now in our lives and land. Now and into eternity, like eternal life, which means living in the age to come today.